Давай, Тёма.
Hi, everybody coming on in.
Hello.
Lenka, how you doing?
I'm good, good. Thank you. How
Excellent.
about you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
It's kind of crazy. I was saying it's crazy times we are living in, but we're doing our best.
Yes.
Hey, Banaz. I see
Hi.
and Valentina.
Hi,
How are you,
Hey,
Professor?
everybody. I was saying to Alenka, I'm okay. The world is insane. The president has COVID, but I am okay.
Oh yes, it's a very big news.
It's all I can think about. How is this man so stupid? I will never understand. I will never
Yeah, but he
understand.
gets very like fast to be good. Like
Yeah. I guess it's good. It's good to have like the best healthcare in the world, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I think he is never wear mask. Wears mask.
No, in fact, he says, he said people who wear masks are weak and babies and stupid, and yeah, again. I'll try not to, these are just my opinions now, but I am just I still can't get over it that this man spent 6 months saying you don't need to wear a mask and then got the virus. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah, and another bad news, like in our community, like there it was attacked by terrorists. Shark restaurant, if you heard about.
What happened?
This weekend. Like one guy, he died from Afghanistan.
Wow.
What
Yeah,
happened with us? I didn't see this. Was it in the news?
Yeah, on Saturday.
yeah, was in news. Like this weekend, there's like Middle East restaurant and shopping store. Like they buy bread and everything. It was there, and one guy, he has 4 years daughter. She was with him, and one terrorist come inside store and killed. I think 3 people.
Wow. And what is the area?
Near Arden.
El Camino.
Wow.
Al Camino, yeah.
It's close in my house.
I was just looking at this, yeah.
Wow.
Hold on.
And the man, he was an ESL student.
No.
And he died. Yeah,
His wife
Yeah.
also.
his wife also, right? And like he has 2 kids, one 6 months and another daughter 4 years old. She was with his dad when he died.
Oh, it's horrible. I'm just looking at it now.
Actually, I can find the reason what happened. He just entered and start to shoot.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see too, Vanessa. I'm looking at the article here, but I don't want to.
Yeah, but I don't know why they don't explain everything.
What happened?
They don't explain the person where are from, like information is not very clear. Just
Benaz, the story, I was there about couple minutes before the accident happened.
What? For real?
Oh, really?
I was there with my sister, but I didn't get, I was trying to get in, but then my mom called, she said, come back, I was waiting for you guys to eat like a lunch. It was about 2:30 afternoon. So like after a few minutes, we just like left the place and we just like hear the shooting and we didn't back. But then one of my neighbors, he like working there, and he said, both of them, they are Afghanis.
Oh,
that's the pictures that both of them, they're Afghanis. He just like get in with a gun. He shoots the guy, that the student, in his forehead in front of his daughter. And he shot other to one of him. He's my neighbor. Like he gets it like a scratch his hand. And another boy about 9 years old. And they were being in a hospital. They recover, I think now. But the guy, the first one who shot him in his forehead, he just like get killed, and then he killed himself. Like so, he first killed the guy. Other people, he shoot them, and then he killed himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's. I mean, it's really scary. This is, you know, the realest of the real. But that's
I
exact.
Is there like any problem between them?
I don't know, but some of them, they said he knows that guy before they came to the US, because you know a lot of people from
Yeah.
same store, they are my neighbors, most of them. So
Yeah.
they said he knows them before they came here, and some of a lot of stories nobody knows. But next day the store reopened again.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, and he didn't like a shut or close because the police told them to open. So let me see, like so they can see who's coming, who's searching for people here, or who's like observing something else. So they've been opening. They didn't like close even one day.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the article, right? So this is a little update. It says, so the Sacramento County Coroner and Sacramento County Sheriff's Office have identified the man suspected of a deadly market shooting as 33-year-old Hasibullah Shams Hasib. The shooting happened Saturday, just like Linda said, El Camino Avenue around 3 p.m.
Yes.
3 people were injured before police believe Shams Hasib died from a self-inflicted, this is vocab, but that's like you said, shot himself, right? So self-inflicted, he did that to himself, gunshot wound. On Tuesday, officials identified one of the victims as 27-year-old
Yeah, this is the guy.
Omar Kail. Omar Kail was transported and later died. A 19-year-old remains in critical condition. The third victim is expected to survive.
Yep.
Sheriff's office said it does not believe the suspect and victims knew each other. So that was like you were saying, but us why or what was going on. But this last sentence says, does not believe the suspect and the victims knew each other.
Yeah, a lot of stories, but the people who they are inside the store or the market, they knew that this guy, he know the other one. Like because he just like get in. I get a picture from my neighbor.
Yeah.
They were so close to each other. He killed him since he get to the store, like in front the same gate, like the same gate to the store. So they were like he was so close to the victim.
It's so sad. It's so scary. So horrible.
It is.
This, you know, it's just guns, you guys. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, well, have identified. We have some present perfect tense, so we should definitely talk about grammar. But actually, as scary and sad as this article is, it's there is some helpful grammar stuff. So they have identified. And then I was looking down here too. This example, the third victim is expected to arrive. Is expected is passive voice here, because we have is as our helping verb or auxiliary, and expected is in the past participle, right? So if you look at this example sentence, we talked about this only a little bit, but as a way to change into grammar, the third victim, a 30-year-old man, is expected to survive. Now I'll ask questions you guys already know. Grammatically, remember, not the action, but grammatically, what's the grammar subject of this sentence?
The third victim?
Thank you. Yeah, or love it. So Linda was saying the third victim, that's our noun phrase. The is our determiner, right? Victim, right? And then what's the verb?
Is.
Ah,
Recommend?
Expected.
that's right, is expected. Now here, remember passive voice. We were talking about this in a different lesson about the grammatical subject and then sort of the actual subject, the action subject. Who is doing the expecting?
The third person.
30 years old
I
man.
love Bana said the third, someone else, right? Probably in this example, if we're talking about the hospital, doctors or maybe the police, right? Someone else is doing the expecting in this example, right? That's how we know it's passive voice. We have a grammatical subject. You all got it exactly correct, right? But we see is and then past participle, base form, expect plus ed. Who's doing the expecting? Not the victim, unfortunately. May they rest, may they be safe, you know, may they rest in peace if they pass. But the doctors or someone else is doing the expecting. So here we have the passive voice construction in this sentence. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Again, I know a little heavy example, but you know, especially if Linda, I mean, if this happened right by your house, I mean, this is what's happening. Hi, Theo. This is what's happening in real life. So anyway, cool. How are you guys? How are you guys? How are you guys?
Good, thank you. How about yourself, Professor?
I was saying I try not to be obsessed with politics, but I can't. I've been, since the president got COVID, I just can't not think about it. I'm just like, what is happening in my country? Like it's like a crazy world. It's so strange. But aside from that, I'm doing okay.
Good. Good to hear that.
Thank you.
Celebrate your birthday, Professor. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good. I got to see friends, which I haven't, you know, I live alone, so I'm alone all the time. So I got to see a few friends and leave my house. So that was good.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for asking. That was very kind. So the only bad news about my birthday is I didn't grade anything this weekend, but I will.
We've seen.
So I know, yeah, it's like, wait, what's going on? So I'll say this, I'll put it, I have this on a slide later, but I will tell you tomorrow, well, yeah, maybe, okay, let's say tomorrow, probably tomorrow by Friday at the latest, I'll have the grades in for grammar writing 1. They'll be, everyone's will be done and you can see them, okay? And then the other thing I wanted to say about grading and stuff, because I was looking at how you guys were doing with these new lessons, with some of the verb tenses that we're practicing now. It's, again, some people are done with all of the lessons and some people have done 1 or 2 of the lessons. So there's no right or wrong, right? But I was just trying to see how people are doing.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like I have done lesson 14 and I saw there's 2 like answer key is wrong. Like I put like my answer and I see correct and wrong one, they are same.
Yeah. So here's what I was going to say.
Since and 4, like
It happened to
14.
Yes, I'm sure many people are going. So I guess just announcements. So let me make a note of this. I'm sure I'm checking on the chat. Someone else is saying, yes, me too.
And also
lesson 15.
Canvas
yeah.
took away my points that I deserve. Yeah, hold on. Oh, iPhone says, hi, everyone.
Because from lesson 15, I've got only 1 point, but all my 10 answers was right.
Yes.
were right.
Same thing. Even I text you about that.
The other thing I wanted to say, so grammar writing 1, grades and feedback by Friday 10, so that's 10/9 at the latest. Hopefully all of them done tomorrow. I don't know if you can see on my
Yes.
whiteboard. It's like grade.
Excuse me, like errors in lesson 14 and 15. 14 and 15, not just 15.
And I'll do this. I mean, again, you've seen me do this before. Anything that, when Canvas doesn't grade all of the points, I go back and look at it. But it's, thank you for telling me the specific lesson, because then I'll know to really focus there. Hopefully Thursday 10/8. And then the other thing I wanted to add, all lessons will be graded by Monday 11. So you can see your full grade live by that time. Yeah, because we're getting, so this is week 7, right? So next week is week 8. That means we're at the halfway point. So my goal for Monday is to make sure that everything in Canvas is live. You can see your grade and get ready before we do the midterm, and make sure that you guys feel yeah, like you know where you are, in the class. So those are my main announcements in terms of grades and stuff like that. Any other questions about like class business type stuff?
Okay, sorry, Professor,
Good.
about the sentences analysis, and you said write an essay about 400 word. I write down, but I thought its due date is 12 a.m. at night. But I do it late, but the due date was 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Usually, another teacher, the due date is at night. I thought it is the due date. I became late.
I'll look at stuff one-on-one stuff. I'll look at it, and if I have a question or a problem, I can send you a message in Canvas.
Okay.
Always check. I try to put the time in the PowerPoint slides too, so always check. But you know me, I like high scores, not low scores. So usually I'm not super crazy about late stuff.
Okay,
Other questions? Okay, should we talk about verb tenses?
I don't have question, but I do have suggestion.
Okay. Oh, here Amina's here.
I'm
So
sorry. I think we need more practice in the present perfect, past perfect, and present. Yeah, these two.
yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
excuse me too. Like before I know all this like present and past progress, but now I mixed it all.
Good.
I don't know why.
Okay. Good.
Present perfect, past perfect, and simple past. These are, yeah.
And that's some of that is in this in the chapter, right? Some of that is some of the materials that we just introduced. So here's, and this is, I'm really happy to hear that. So I stopped sharing my screen so I can just pull up the first activity that I want you guys to do. While I'm doing that, anybody else? Amina's saying we just want more practice with the verb tenses. Banas agrees.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
excuse me, just if you like summarize like rules for every like for past, present, and like rules we can look at.
Okay, which verb tenses?
Yeah, like present progress and present perfect. When we use like present perfect, or when we use present continuous.
Sure. Okay, present perfect and present continuous. Okay, yeah, we can look at
I mix it all. I don't know why.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Here's what I do want you to do this first though, before we do some of this stuff together. Let me put these back up for you. Okay, so I do want to put you in groups just for a second for the same thing. And here's what I want you to do when you're together real quick. I'm going to share my screen again. Great, so here's what I want you to talk about in your group. So which verb tenses are still confusing? Like Amina was saying past perfect versus present perfect, or present perfect versus simple past, whatever. Sort of talk to each other about these specific verb tenses. And then what I'd really like you guys to do, because I don't want to just talk like for 30 minutes about something that you guys already know or aren't confused about. So what I would really love is if you can go into Canvas, just like on our page, and however you find it, right? But if you go to modules or if you go to assignments, if you can look at some of the lessons that are in the PDF. And actually I was going to say, let me pull this up here on the home screen. So if you go to our course materials, and if you click on Grammar Beyond Verb 3, again, I know you know this lives in lots of places, but just what would be really good is if you could look at, like last week I tried just sort of reading through some of this stuff. I think that's boring. Look at this chapter again and find a page number or a specific sentence or a specific exercise or activity that's really confusing. And let's look at the one that you guys want to talk about instead of just reading every example together. So that's what I want you to do in your groups. And then when you come back as a group, have at least one or two things, right? One or two examples, one or two exercises from these pages that we can look at together. Does that make sense? What I want you guys to do?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me open up the small groups. I'll give you guys at least 10 minutes, maybe more, and then I'll bring you back together. And actually, let's do this. I'm going to do 15 minutes with your groups, and I'll come check in and talk to each group. Then we'll come back together, and I'll answer all of the examples and questions in front of the group. Okay. So let me open up the rooms. 3 people per room. Let's do 4 people. Okay. Rooms are opening now.
We cannot see each other. Join breakout room.
Yeah, did you get an invitation? There should be a little blue join, blue button. There you go. Are you okay?
Oh, hello, Professor.
Hi. I just want to make sure
Uh,
you're okay. I saw your message about your phone. That's fine. How are you? Is everything okay?
yes, but where are the other people?
We're in small groups. Do you want to go into a small group or what?
I'm sorry. I'm waiting the train now. I don't think I can be in the
That's
class.
totally, it's up to you. We're going to come back together. So if you want, you can hang out here. Just don't worry about talking. You can keep it in the background or just watch it later, whatever works best for you.
Okay, thank you.
I heard we are now boarding passengers. Yeah, be safe. Take care of yourself. That's all that matters. Okay, that was good. That was really, really fun. Participants. All right, people are still coming back, but as soon as they do, we'll do some more practice here.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, I got to talk to every group, and now I want, let me make sure that I'm doing good. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the examples that each group was looking at, and then I do want to sort of go over some of the rules people were saying. So here are some of the things that came up from the different groups. I'll show you guys that last. So one thing that came up in two groups was, okay, there were all these pages in the book here, and the pages from the book, 30, I think it was 32, page 32. Yeah, page 32, page 33, for and since. So I think a few people were saying, okay, Jeff, like, which verb tense do we use for and since, right? Which verb tense? And what I was trying to say to a couple of different groups is, remember, for and since are really helpful verbs or adverbs or time verbs because we use them in lots of different verb tenses. So if you look at this example, these examples together, I have known her for 10 years. What verb tense do we have there?
Present perfect.
Perfect.
Present perfect, right? Here, have, the auxiliary have in the present tense, known, know in the past participle. Great, I have known her for 10 years. So I have been working here since 2000. Does anyone want to, what verb tense is this? Does anyone know? We haven't,
Present
Present
continuous.
perfect progressive.
good. And we haven't even looked at this too much, right? But present perfect continuous. There's the auxiliary verb have in the present tense. There's the auxiliary been in its past participle form. And there's the verb work in its present participle form, ing. Doesn't even matter how to form it, but look, since 2000. How about this one? I was living in Japan for 5 years. What tense do we have there?
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
Thank you. Perfect. Exactly right. Auxiliary verb be in the past tense. Excuse me. Main verb in ing in the present, in the present participle. And I was living in Japan for 5 years. And again, don't get too scared by this one, but by this time next year, I will have been studying English for 20 years. This is the future perfect continuous. You don't need to worry about it today, but I do want you to see, look, all of these sentences are grammatically correct, and we use for and since in all of them, right? So for and since, instead of being about a specific verb tense, I want you to think about for and since as words to talk about length, duration, how long something happened over time, right? We can use them in lots of different verb tenses, but the most important meaning that they give us is length of time, length of time, length of time. And I'll also say, just to plant a seed in your brain right now, very helpful for the continuous tenses, right? Because if you think about it, you kind of have to use these, especially for the past tenses.
May I ask something?
Sure, get in there. Yeah, please, go for it.
There are verbs that we cannot use in present perfect. For example, have, yeah? We cannot say not in present perfect progressive. We cannot say I have been having, yeah?
It sounds strange. It does.
Yeah.
I have been it does sound more like a stative verb. Yeah, that sounds weird. I have been having a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what you'd probably say is just this.
I'm counting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this sounds like really weird to me. Right, like it's I get the meaning is still clear. It means like starting 1 hour ago, I started to have a good time and I'm still having a good time now. But again, I feel like we would just say, like I said, like this is much fewer words and basically probably even better meaning, even more clear meaning, you know. Yeah, okay, that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna leave this actually.
Be is the same. That we cannot say have been being. Yeah.
No, please, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Okay.
Does this make sense, you guys? For and since, and I'm gonna say the rule here is use them. So again, like people were saying about rules and stuff. So I'm trying to sort of explain this explain the rule in a kind of short way. For instance, are really helpful words. We use them all the time. So instead of feeling like you need to connect those words to a specific verb tense, I want to get this idea clear. We use them to talk about how long something happened or will happen or will have been happening or whatever. That's the reason we use these time words, okay? Yeah, that's what I want to say about that. Any questions about for and since? Moving on. Okay, then I do want to talk about this. Someone was asking about what's the rule, right? Rule. The present perfect versus the past perfect. What's the difference, right? So the present perfect tense, I'm just going to read this to you guys, says that an action was completed at a time before the present, that means, right, in the past, and the results or the consequences, the things that happened because of that event, are relevant or connected. We can just say connected to now. So you'll use and how do we make this? We use the present tense of the verb to have and the past participle of the main verb. So have seen, has given, have known. The past perfect tense says that an action was completed at a time before another action that happened in the past. And you use the past tense of the verb to have and the past participle. So had seen, had given, had known. And then I just found some of these examples online. I just wanted to look at some of these together. So I think sometimes it's the best way is just to practice these things. So remember, present perfect. We use it to talk about an event that started in the past and is connected to the present. Past perfect. We only use it to talk about two things that happened in the past, and we want to show which one happened first, right? That's the basic rule. Last night, I something my keys. I had to call my flatmate to let me in. Past. Oh, this is simple past or past perfect. Sorry, bad example. Oh, these are good. These are good. These are good. So we're looking at these examples and we're thinking present perfect or past perfect. I never get up from the table before others have finished or had finished.
Have finished.
What Linda says have. What else? I want to hear from other people. Linda says have. Does anyone say had?
No, have.
Bana says have.
Because it doesn't.
Sorry, number one.
Yeah, number one. Present perfect or past perfect?
Present perfect, I think.
Luma says present perfect.
It should be present perfect because
Present perfect.
I never get up. It's present simple, so we need to.
Oh,
But you guys, I wasn't sure if that was you, Lea, or Mariana. I couldn't see on the screen for a second there, but whoever said it's because we see the simple present earlier in the sentence, right? We have a different earlier in the sentence, right? Well, again, it's why we start with clauses, right? How many clauses in this sentence?
Two.
Yes, I agree. Where are our subjects?
I
Thank you.
and others.
Thank you. And what are our verbs?
Get up.
Get
Get up.
and finish.
I love it. Great. So we've got a sentence, 2 clauses. We've got 2 subjects, 2 verbs. Someone already pointed out to me the first clause, the first verb in the first clause is in the simple present tense. So we have to make sure that those match up, right, in the same sentence. So we've got what? Present perfect or past perfect? No, we've got I never get up before others have finished.
Yeah, excuse me. Like in first sentence, I will see like I never get up, and second one already. What mean if we saw these words in the sentence is which tense?
What tense? I never got.
Yeah, like never, like this word never, and the second one already. What mean? What does mean like if we see these words in the sentence?
Again, now this is what's so hard, Banas, because this is what Rangtar was also asking about. These time words, right? Like they're function words, adverbs. Well, they're not really. Again, who cares? These are function words: before, until, already. They don't have a definition by themselves. Like if you go look up the meaning for already, it doesn't really have a meaning, but it tells us, it gives us. How could I explain this in a way that's easy to understand?
Excuse me, like
Please.
if we see in the sentence like already, we have to choose which tense.
But it's that's what I'm saying. I wish that's like the same question as for and since. I wish I could tell you, but we use already in different tenses. Already is a time word that tells us the sentence will talk about more than one event, and it will also tell us which event happened first. Or will happen, because we can use already in the future tenses too. This is why I'm going slow with the verbs, guys, okay? Because this gets weird. Which happened first or will happen first. So. Just to show you how scary this gets, okay? So don't worry about this sentence. I don't want you to do that, but I want to show you the word already. We can use it in lots of different things.
So, Professor.
Hold on 1 second.
Already, I'm more, okay.
Just to show you again, I love your question, Banas. Like I said, Amina was asking about, okay, do some of these time words go together with specific verb tenses? But I just want to show you, it's not just about the verb tense. Already is already, for and since. These are words to talk about 2 things or more than one, at least more than one thing, and their relationship to each other, right? So what happened first and what happened next? So let's get started the most scary, the most complicated. By the time I graduate from college next year, I will have already been living in the United States for 20 years. Don't even worry about this. What happened first? Living in the US or graduate? What happened first?
Living in
No, graduate. No, graduate.
Linda says graduate. Mariana says living in the US. How about a tiebreaker? What happened first? US or graduate?
No, graduate first.
US.
Oh, Linda, you're getting outvoted here. Okay, how about this one? How about the next one, the second one? I had already graduated when I got married. What happened first, graduate or marry?
Graduate.
How about this? He already knows. What am I saying there?
he
Like
already.
not already, like he knows immediately. Let's say, or okay.
Well, this is why, again, these time words are so tricky, right?
So most of the time already we can find the present past perfect, Professor. Am I right?
You're saying mostly in the past perfect, Amina?
Most of the time we can see already this is the sign for the past perfect.
Well, or the, let's see if I can do this. How about that?
What is the question?
I think Amina again, the Amina and Banas, and not just those two, they're good students. They're trying to say, okay, I want to learn how to use already. I want to learn how to use for and since. Which verb tenses do we use them with? And my sad and scary answer is I'm trying to show all of them. It's not even about the verb tense, it's about the meaning in your sentence, right? That's the most important thing. Already, for, and since are about creating additional meaning with time words. And that's really, that's hard. That's hard. Yes, that's all I want to say. That's all I really want to say about this one. So already is a time word that tells us the sentence will talk about more than one event. It will also tell us which event happened or will happen first. So let's do this. I want to, how about an example? And use past perfect. So this is Amina's good question. And let's say what happened first was so let's say, again, using some of these, because remember, like I was saying earlier, the past perfect we use to talk about two events that happened in the past, right? And which one happened first and which one happened second. So let's look at this example with the word. Use the word already. Use the past, the perfect, past perfect, and the simple past tense. And I want to say both events happened in the past. What happened first is buy car. What happened second is move to Los Angeles. Put it in the chat, maybe. Put it in the chat at first, and then we'll look at some. So if you can, type your sentence in the chat.
I already had bought the car. Then I moved to the Los Angeles.
I love it. I'll type it once I see a few examples. I'll just say, yes, that's correct. Good. I won't say whose these are, but I'm going to copy and paste examples. I'm going to capitalize your eyes. Oops. How about one more? I'll make the pain stop after I see one more example in the chat. Love it. Thank you, Linda, because we got to see a different time word, which I love. Oops.
Yeah.
Híjole madre. Hold on, let me get my chat back. There we are. Okay, let's look at these three sentences that we've got. One, I have already bought the car when I moved to LA.
I had, sorry, it was I had. I don't know why I wrote I have. I had.
All good. So I was going to say this is present perfect.
Yeah, I just
Not a problem at all,
mistake.
Mariana. Nope, it's helpful. I guarantee other people made that mistake. And I will say more why we start with clauses, right? So how many well, I'll just say we have two clauses, right? I bought and I moved. And we have, so what type of sentence is this though? Do we have a fanboy in this sentence?
No, we don't have.
No.
No.
So
Complex.
Thank
Complex.
you. This is complex. And remember the rule, I love that you guys are practicing the comma rule. It means when we finish the class, you're going to feel so much more confident. But remember, we don't need the comma if the independent clause comes first. We don't need the comma. If the dependent clause comes first, we do need it. So that's the same example with this beautiful sentence as well. I had already bought a car. That's the independent clause. So no comma needed when I moved to Los Angeles. Absolutely. The grammar is perfect. We just got rid of one comma. This sentence is fantastic. And I already had bought a car before I moved to LA. What do you guys think about this one?
As I know, already had to be between, no?
Good question. This is when we well, we'll see if we get to adverb clauses. I don't know. I think we should spend more time with the verb tenses. Adverbs move around the sentence, Mariana. So you can move them in lots of different places. I already had, or I had already. I'm here to tell you both are grammatically correct. Both. So that's good news. I have some good news with grammar sometimes, whichever one you like, Mariana. If already looks good to you between, put it between. And Linda, if you like
sounds better. I don't know, for me.
Yeah, so go with that. That's what I'm saying. That's fine. That's all good. That's like, think about that adverbs of time, especially move around. Recently, I visited my mom. I visited my mom recently. I mean, the meaning is exactly the same, but time adverbs move around the sentence. English word order is very important, but adverbs can move. Adverbs are kind of the one English part of speech that can move around a lot. Great. Does this make sense already how we use already for these these tenses?
Yes.
A little better? Let's look at a few more examples here just to practice present perfect or past perfect. So number 2, it is already 9:30 p.m. and I wait here for over an hour. If John does not get here in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to leave. Past perfect or present perfect?
Past perfect.
Linda says past.
I have waiting, Professor.
Ooh, Elena says, okay.
Have waited, no?
Ooh.
Because he said it's already 9:30 p.m. So he was waiting, like something passed, right?
I have been waiting.
Well, you could say that, but remember the instructions say past perfect or present perfect, so you don't need to worry about present perfect.
Okay, so have waited for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Jeff, may I have a question?
Yeah, please, Julia.
In this case, we use present perfect, so I have waited, and this means that he stopped waited, or he continued to wait it.
Good question. I was going to ask that to the group, so that was you reading my mind. Is he still waiting in this sentence? Is this person still waiting?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. That's why we're using the present perfect, right? So it is already 9:30. It is the subject, is the verb. It is in the simple present tense. So just like sentence number 1, we're going to match the simple present with the present perfect instead of present with past perfect, right? We're going to see an example of that in a minute. But it is 9:30 already. It's 9:30 now. 9:30 happened first. And I have waited for over an hour. If John does not get here in the next 5 minutes, I am going to leave. But right now, I am still waiting for John. right?
Professor, can we use present continuous here instead of present perfect?
Yes. This is why another student was asking, Jeff, is this what the midterm is like? This is why I don't like these type of tests, Lailuma, because that's exactly correct. Could you say, it is already 9:30 and I'm waiting here? Well, actually, Lailuma, I'm sorry. What I did not see is for over an hour. You couldn't say I am waiting for over an hour. You couldn't. You could say you could say I am still waiting, period. That's great, right? But length of time, because we add this length of time, again, I understand more and more why students say which verb tense goes with which adverb, but it's just not that easy. If you're saying the length of time you have waited, then you need to use the present perfect, because again, you're saying I started waiting an hour ago, I'm still waiting, I have waited. Started in the past, continues into the present moment.
Yeah, because it's happening right now. So
It's happening right now, and we get this for over an hour. We get the length of time. Those two things together show us, okay, present perfect, not present continuous.
But Professor, like for over an hour, it's kind of something past, right? Because it's over.
I know. No, well, it's not. It's not.
No.
It's not. And that's why they in
Over,
this example,
it's more than, no?
yes, and this is also, we get more information in the second. It's why I honestly, you guys, I'm glad we're doing this. It's important. But it's why I hate grammar classes like this, because they teach you the rule and then it's not really true, right? Like all of the things you guys are saying, like saying, can I use a different verb tense? Uh-huh. Yeah, you can. And that's why I like to start with clauses, and because that stuff stays true all the time. You know, you got a sentence, it's got to have a subject and a verb. But this second sentence is doing some work. If John does not get here in the next 5 minutes, I am going to leave. That means you do have to kind of make some connections in your own mind, right? If John does not come, I will leave in the future. That means I'm still here right now. That means I have waited for an hour. Or if Lailuma was asking about the continuous, you could also say, I think Mariana said this too, I have been waiting. Sure, if you wanted to use perfect continuous tense in this sentence, you could do that too. But you can't use past perfect, because in the first clause, we've got it is. And that's different than the next sentence if you look at number 3. Did you hear that Ben was fired last month? He, for that important company for more than 10 years, and he in almost every department. Now we've got some really...
Had worked.
Yes, good.
Had worked, yeah.
Had worked. Mm-hmm.
Good. So which one?
Had worked.
All of this, and all of this happened in the past, right? He was fired last month. This is done, right? This is, again, this is more passive voice, simple passive voice, simple past. Was fired. He worked for that important company for more than 10 years, and he worked in almost every department. What should we say?
Had worked.
Had worked.
Had worked.
Good. And then how about this one? So he had worked for that important company for more than 10 years, and he, what about here?
He worked.
I think had worked too, no?
Simple past.
He just worked.
Simple past is also correct.
Yes, simple past at the end here. And again, this is more practice with that length of time rule, like we were talking about, for 10 years, right? I hate this.
Okay, as you say 5 minutes ago, we have to choose only from past perfect or present perfect.
Oh yeah, so I guess it should be, in this case, you want to use past perfect for both of them.
Oh.
He had worked for that import company for more than 10 years, and he had worked in almost every department. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate verb tenses because I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because again, like even when grammar textbooks teach you guys rules, you guys, the sentences that you guys make are always much more interesting and real than these sentences, right? Like it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. But that's fine. All it means is that we have to practice. All it means is that we have to practice. How about one more before we finish up here? Number 4, and I'm staying Mariana's rule, and well, the rules for this activity. Number 4, past perfect or present perfect. I see many pictures of the pyramids before I went to Egypt last summer. Pictures of the monuments are very misleading. The pyramids are actually quite small. So we're just looking at this sentence.
I have seen.
I have seen. I have seen.
And I like this sentence much better because here, what do we have here? Here's our
Went.
clause. Yes,
Past.
exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. How about this one?
Has climbed.
Have
Has, because Sarah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because do we get some time? Do we get any time markers in this sentence? Any,
No.
yeah.
That's so
we-
weird.
I
Why
agree.
we use present perfect? Why? She
Because we
started in the past, but it is not right till present.
I want to show you one example that I always use. Because you ask a great question, Mariana, like why? What's the point? Why the perfect tenses? Oh my God, why are people hurting me? Look at these 2 sentences. I went to Disneyland. I have gone to Disneyland. What's the difference in meaning?
Like I have gone to Disneyland. Like something happened in the past, but it's still like important for me, right?
Okay, anybody else want to guess?
I'm still like, I have gone to Disneyland and I'm still here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
this is okay. So I guess think about this. If instead of just one sentence by itself, imagine 2 human beings actually talking, right? Now, I would say for me, as the like the English, you know, I'm the one who is the expert on the language here, I guess. I went to Disneyland. If someone said this to me, if one of you said, I went to Disneyland, simple past, I would say,
last year, let's say.
I love it. Exactly.
Time
I
is
would say when.
Yeah.
Because when I hear that, at least for my brain coming from English, and why do we use past, simple past? Why do we use present perfect? If someone said to me, I went to Disneyland, I'd be like, wow, that's awesome. When? When did you go? If someone said to me, I have gone to Disneyland, I'd say, this is kind of like ever in your whole life. It doesn't matter if you went when you were a 1-year-old baby. It doesn't matter if you went 2 years ago. It means, have you ever gone? Have you ever been? I have been to Disneyland. I have whatever, right? It's that feeling of like, have you ever done it? And because you did it one time, it's true that you did it 5 years ago. It's true that you did it 10 years ago. It's true that it was true 10 years ago. It was true 5 years ago. It's still true now. And it's just hard. It's just a hard, different kind of idea. But instead of thinking about the perfect rules, does this example make sense? I went to Disneyland and I would ask when. I want a specific time. If I say I have been, I have gone, then I say, oh, that's cool. Like, in your whole life, over the time of your whole life, you went at some time. Does that make sense?
Or maybe for second sentences, maybe you can ask him how many times, right?
Sure, great.
Like to make it more clear.
Sure. Or
when?
And like it's still not clear. Like first sentence, like it's simple past.
Yep.
And what's different between these 2 sentences? I didn't understand.
You know, for me, I have gone to Disneyland, sounds like incomplete. Like we need more information, or I don't know.
But still continue now.
I understand why you say that, but unfortunately in English, that is not true. It's normal.
Okay.
Because I could say what? I've been to whatever. I have gone to Ireland. When did I go? I went 8 years ago. So I went 8 years ago and I still have gone now. I agree. It's weird. It's just how we use it. It's just how we use it.
Like no difference between these two sentences, right? They are same meaning.
Sadly, there is a difference. Sadly, I love this because it shows me that you guys. So, can I ask one question? We're late now, so if you got to go, go. I love you. You're wonderful. It seems like the past perfect. That rule makes sense to you guys. Use the past perfect with the simple past. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But what doesn't make sense is why the simple past or the present perfect. That seems harder than the past perfect. Is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
good. We'll do that. Let's do that next week. We can do, that's perfect. If we need more practice with that, let's do that. Because if Banas and Mariana, who are very both hardworking, smart students, are like, why these look the same, these two sentences look the same, that means we need some more examples. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Okay, we're late, but I do want to say this. Oh, good, yes. Coming up, so complete any unfinished lessons in Canvas. So I'm not going to add any new Canvas lessons right now. If you're done, wow, you're amazing. Just wait a day or two, because what'll come up next is I'm going to give you your grammar feedback for Grammar Writing 1, like I said, tomorrow or Friday at the latest. So when I give you your grade and show you the mistakes that you made, I want you to review that, revise, and resubmit so that you can get a higher score, okay? The note that I'm putting down here at the bottom is I will watch how fast people are going. If I need to publish more lessons for people who are going very fast, I will. But for now, if you are a fast person and you're done with all of the lessons, relax, take 2 days off, okay? There'll be a lot more grades and points and things for you to worry about in 48 hours, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Have a nice evening.
You too. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Question from
Please, I'm not, yeah, if you have to go, go. I can stay for a few minutes and answer people's questions if you got them.
could I do assignment number 3, 4, 5 again?
3, 4, and 5. What was your score for those?
My score, I don't like.
Okay, fair enough. 3, 4, and 5. Let me look at it. Like I said, I'm gonna be yeah, there I go. Whatever. I can't even point at it. There. I'm gonna be living in Canvas grading for about 2 days straight. So let me look at the scores. And if you still want the points,
At
you,
first,
Linda, you too.
I didn't pay attention about the laptop or computer structure, because this is the first class for me, online class.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. And if any, okay, I'll look at it. And maybe I'll just give you the points. I'm not too worried about it. I know you are an incredibly hardworking student, so I'm not too worried about it.
Not really, Professor.
You are. You and Mariana, the few. I mean, very specific. Why? What's happening? Explain this. English grammar. Oh my God, why? Mariana, you have a question?
No questions.
Just saying goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy birthday. Bye.
See you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye.